Now we are joined by Vishal Manchanda, who's the Senior VP of Institutional Research, Systematix Group, joining us now. Hi Vishal, thank you. Good afternoon to you, and thank you so much for joining us today. Vishal, right off the bat, for the pharma space, what do you think will likely drive the growth this quarter? Will it be the domestic business or the US in the row?
This quarter, the domestic would be broadly around high single digit, as we have seen in the first two quarters, Q1 and Q2. So largely, if you look at Q3, this is going to be no different from Q1 and Q2. India will be in that high single digit range. US on a YOY basis will look strong, double digit growth for most companies. Only thing is we are not witnessing any large launch in the US, incremental large launch in the US. So this year probably with the numbers will look good. Maybe in the next 4 quarters also numbers will look good from a YOY growth perspective. Eventually then we'll see the challenge coming through. The US growth can get stalled maybe FY27 onwards. So for this quarter, I think the US and India both should do well for companies. Freight costs are coming down, so that should help a bit on the margins. I think all else, if you look at the raw material cost, has largely played out on the gross margins. So we don't see any further appreciation on the gross margin front.
All right. Hi, Vishal. This is Shrishti also joining in. Good to speak with you, but also help us with your take on the API companies as well, because yes, definitely on the back of some bit of a pressure coming in on the export side, you're not sounding that constructive on Divi's and some of the other plays. But specifically, if you can help us highlight by when can you expect an improvement there, and what are the factors at play when it comes to the API plays?
So on DVs, what we understand is one of their large product where they were supplying to innovator. That product has been kind of the patent on that product has been ruled invalid by the court. And since this was a large product for DVs, we potentially will see reduced supplies coming from DVs to the innovator, because generics will enter and they'll start garnering market share in the US. So I think this court decision on their large product is going to impact their Q3 numbers. The export data that we are talking about is the October and November export data. We are yet to see the December export data. So there is a chance DVs can surprise in terms of delivering a positive performance on the December export data. So that's right now we are presuming a weakish performance for the company.
Right. Also talk to us about the CDMO players. While speaking to the companies, we got a sense that, the inquiries are on the rise, but are these really getting into, are they getting more orders? Are they getting converted? What are your expectations from Q3?
CDMO is witnessing superior order inflows. I don't rather not order inflows, but rather better customer inquiries. So I think what we were expecting on CDMO was the Biosecure Act coming through in the US. So that's got delayed, but the China plus one is still playing out. We are seeing customers trying to diversify out of China and building a base in India. So that's helping CDMO companies. We potentially would continue to see low to mid-teens growth in the sector. Capacities is what companies will need to add to ensure that they are able to attract customers. So capacity is something that should get added across companies over time.
Now let's focus to the diagnostic space. Vishal, what about that? Because Krishna Diagnostics, on that your report does say that the ramp up of the new centers to propel the robust growth is underway. Can you tell us more on this? What about the other companies also? Now that Metropolis has said that they will increase the prices, how much price increase are you expecting? What could actually play well within the diagnostic space, and how are you reading into it?
So I think on diagnostic front, the Krishna Diagnostics is positioned on the B2B side, where they service more of the government contracts, while these private players, Metropolis, Dr. Lal Pathlar, they are on the private side. If you look at the market growth rates, the government business is growing much faster. The opportunity there is much larger, while the private business is getting more competitive. I'm not sure whether there is room for companies to take price rise here, because we are seeing a growing number of players joining to take a share of the private diagnostic market, the B2C diagnostic market. So I think there is going to be pricing pressure here. Not easy to take price increases. We'll wait and see how it pans out.
Right. So finally, Vishal, what are going to be your top bets in this market?
I think Sun should relatively do better on a QOQ basis versus others. Growth is going to be stronger, double digit, around 11-12%, and even US should do better on a QOQ basis. So I think that's going to be one of the better performers for the quarter.
All right, Vishal, with this, we'll let you go on that. Thank you so much for speaking with us and also helping you with your reading within the pharma space and what factors could actually be at play.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.